Hi, it's Taylor T. Carlson, and I'm back with another video for you. As I'm sure you noticed by now, I've been on a bit of a mini console kick lately with all these retro game systems that have been coming out, and the Sega Genesis Mini was one that I got last year and I instantly fell in love with, but one issue is that that system comes with the original 3-button controllers, and later in the Genesis lifetime, there were a lot of games that required more buttons, so Sega had to put out a 6-button controller. This was mainly like for fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, where you had to have more buttons to go along with the bigger arcade cabinet panels that were coming into being at the time. Now, with the Genesis Mini, you sort of had the same issue because Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition is one of the games included, and there's maybe like one or two other games on there as well. So they've put out officially sanctioned 6-button controllers to go along with the system. You can get them in the traditional black, or you can get a transparent blue one. So this is the box for the transparent blue controller that I just got. I'm a sucker for controllers and game systems that are see-through, where you can see all the components inside. I don't know why, that's just something I've always really liked. When I was a little boy, I had a transparent Game Boy, and that was always one of my favorite systems. And then here's the back of the box. You can see some close-ups of the stuff there. And according to the box, this is actually also compatible with PCs, Macs, Steam, PS3, and the Nintendo Switch. So you're certainly not limited to just the Genesis Mini, which is kind of a nice little incentive if you're considering picking one of these up. Even if you don't even have a Genesis Mini, you might have something else it would work on. Here is the controller itself. You've actually got nice big cord here. Got the USB connection on the other end. Just goes into the system like the regular controllers. Here's a close-up. You can kind of see the guts inside of there. 3 buttons. 3 original Genesis buttons, 3 that were added. You got your start button in the middle, 8-button directional pad, and the mode button is built into the upper right shoulder of the control. So I had a chance to try this out a little bit on my Genesis Mini the other day. Actually, there's the back of the controller if I didn't show that off earlier. I had a chance to try this out on my Genesis Mini the other day with a few of the games on there, and for the most part, it plays pretty good. Like I said in some of my earlier reviews, I did not own a Genesis growing up. I was mostly just Nintendo systems growing up until the PlayStation came along. But overall, for the most part, it takes a little getting used to compared to the 3-button controllers, but for the games that require those extra 6 buttons, this is definitely nice to have. The problem that I experienced, however, when using this controller was the placement of the mode button. This actually replaces holding down the start button to bring up the menu if you're playing the Genesis Mini. The problem is the placement of this button. I'm holding my controller, I'm playing my games, and I got my fingers resting on the upper area, and I'm using my thumbs for the buttons, but I kept accidentally hitting the mode button when I was playing my games on the Genesis Mini, kept accidentally bringing up the menu. The placement of that button, unfortunately, is a bit of a hurdle when it comes to using this thing, and it's almost reason alone for me not to recommend this controller because that became very annoying really fast. That said, if it's something that you don't mind and you can work around, maybe you hold the controller a little different than me, maybe it's something that you can get to work for you. Have you picked up one of these 6-button Genesis controllers yet? Have you maybe picked up one of the other third-party options? I know that 8-Bit Do has put out wireless controllers for the Genesis Mini as well, just like a lot of the other retro consoles, but if you've had a chance to try them out on your Genesis Mini, let me know down below what you think. This is Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you in my next video.